Sure,
Green.
my hoodie doesn't look dumb.
I got BODA green on, so let's do this. All right, ready when you are. Let's go.
All right, hey BODA fam, this is Jay BUSD, JBUSD. Got Jeff over here.
This is Jeffrey over here, Billy's keyboard. It's an inside joke.
Yeah, you catch us on Discord, Telegram, all the usual. But we wanted to make this video today, kind of talk about BODA, what we know about it, what we feel about it, how it's impacted us, and maybe help you guys understand the token for the most part. So, like I said, I'm Jay Busty, JBUSD, Jake. You can call me, doesn't matter. I've been in since V1 days, so I've been here a long time, held through ups, downs, all arounds and everything. I was here on Halloween, we were cracking bottles and whatnot, But
yeah, I've been with BODA 2 since V1, since May, and I've seen one of everything with BODA. So
yeah,
it's definitely.
But the thing that stays consistent, my man, is we constantly getting that BUSD, constantly getting paid. And I don't have to sell anything. I keep my position. I get paid. This was my first rewards token, I will say. And I'm a traditional investor, I would say. I'm used to buy low, sell high, that whole mentality. And you're constantly looking for that flip. But, when you run a rewards token, that pump and dump doesn't work. That trying to ride the peaks and valleys and stuff, that doesn't work, because the tax is too high. But you also don't need to. You're going to sit here and get 700% ROI for what, sleeping? It's crazy.
Much. I don't think I feel like a lot of people sleeping on BODA, Jake. People don't understand everything that not only has been done. Like, we're gonna go through the roadmap and see everything that has been done, but also everything that is still to come. You know, and I think the issue that we have is we live in a world of instant gratification. I'm sure you heard that word a lot of times, especially us millennials, where we want things so quick, and it has to do with social media. You click on something, you get it. Boom. And what happens with investing nowadays is people, when like Billy, our CEO, is working on something, he does keep us updated, but things take time in crypto. But within that time, if it takes 2 or 3 weeks, we start losing some people because people's like, oh, but it's going on, like nothing's happening, I'm out.
Yep.
Been 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, we need to take our time. But within that 2 weeks, you're getting paid.
Oh yeah.
So if somebody sells, somebody buys, you get a consistent flow at least once a day. You know what I mean? Of some BUSD, which is amazing. And again,
and we're right now we're in a valley, right? I mean, all the crypto's down, Bitcoin's struggling,
And that's what I tell people. So as I'm sure the same way you did it, I called in a lot of my friends and family, and I told them to invest in BODA for many reasons, and one of them is for the BUSD. Something that a lot of people where I'm from, they don't have passive income. They don't understand the concept of having that extra income coming in.
Yep.
So it took me a long time to break that wall. You know what I mean? To like let them know, like, hey, like this is you invest $1,000. Chances are you're making $1,000 either in a month, depending on volume, or in a couple months. Like, you'll make your money back eventually. Like, they don't understand the concept. But it took a while. Some of them did invest, but I did that for that reason, is to kind of like get people this amazing form of income besides what they're working on their I'm from Lawrence, Mass. So we don't have the highest medium here. Annual medium is about 17,000 per person here, which is pretty low. So
yeah, and that's the same way. I'm in the Midwest, Iowa, obviously, but like it's a lot of blue collar mentality where it's the harder you work, the more money you make, but there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much work to be done at a particular rate, and you can go. I was able to quit my second job because of BODA. So, I had a second job. I didn't really wasn't dying for the money, but it's nice to have that extra cash laying around. And, with BODA, I was able to, rather than put my money into a savings account and get 0.1%, 0.2%, which isn't even going to keep up with inflation, I could get a good ROI all day long through BODA just for the BUSD. And then on top of that, my principal still gaining value. Yeah, we're in a valley right now, but it's going to gain value over time. And I mean, we're going to be square, more than square.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. So people that knows me, I've been flipping houses, and since 2016. And what happened is, this year I got into crypto in January because the houses got so expensive, especially where I'm from. You know, the amount of like the prices of these houses are ridiculous. So we kept getting outbid, you know, in January. So one of my friends told me about crypto, and I did some research into it, and you know, he did some money in there, and again, there was no crypto that was paying me to hold. And then BODA comes in, and you know, I jumped into BODA not as because it didn't have BUSD in the beginning. It just, you know, it had it was paying us back reflections on reflections, and then when we switch over, we got BUSD, and it was like, what is this stuff? You know, like I never understood the concept. It was hard for me to get it. Like I even had a conversation with Jojo, you know, for like 30 minutes and just trying to understand what this BUSD is, because I couldn't understand that there's a way of getting passive income. So because of that, I've been able to not worry about flipping houses. You know what I mean? I don't have to, and I'm able to spend time with my daughter. You know, which is more important to me. You know, the same thing as, you know, you've been able to quit your second job and spend time with your family, but also, you know, we know somebody, a mutual friend, that quit his job. Also because of BODA and him getting paid the BUSD. And it changed. There was in the beginning, there was a guy that said that he was able to pay his credit cards paid off. There was another guy that said that he was able to pay his student loan 7 months early because of the BUSD. It's changed a lot of people's life, and it will continue changing people's life, and that's what I'm excited about. It's early stages. We're 3 months old. You know, I mean, it's only up from here.
That's the crazy part to me, is that, you know, a lot of tokens are paying reflections. SafeMoon pays in reflections. I think Crypto pays in reflections. You know, some of those tokens like that have a little bit higher notoriety, and you know, people are more familiar with them. But when they're paying in reflections, the only way to get that money, to get that to use, is to sell. And then, you know, if you look at the chart, it's going to look as little red candles all over the place, because people are trying to take that little bit of money so that they have that passive income source. Whereas when we're paying, you know, the rewards out in BUSD, then you don't have that same issue. BODA doesn't take a hit. You never have to sell BODA. You can leave the mentality of, oh, I sell this. It just becomes an asset, much like owning, you know, an apartment complex. You just get rent. And you know, some people will get uncomfortable, right? They'll be like, well, you know, it's only a couple dollars a day. Okay, but so is renting. You know, you've got a tenant. It's only $20-$30 a day. You know, it's not that much. Yeah, sure, you get a check at the end of the month or at the start of the month for $400, $500, $600 from the rent. But if you break that down, that's only $10-$15 a day. Plus, then you got all that overhead. There's no overhead.
It's funny because my cousin and I was talking about it yesterday. He's looking to buy a third property, and he's not into crypto. He doesn't get it. He doesn't want to get it. He doesn't want to, you know. So I showed him a portfolio, and he's like, "Why don't you buy properties? Like, what are you doing?" You know. And I'm like, "Why would I buy properties? I'm being paid to hold this stuff. And I'm probably making as much as you are with one of your properties, you know, per month, like coming out after he pays the, you know, the mortgage and everything." And I don't have to deal with tenants. I don't have to deal with fixes. I don't have to deal with taxes, insurance, and, you know, potential flooding and fires and
2 a.m. phone calls. Hey, my toilet's clogged. Come save me.
Yeah, like he just received a phone call that the fridge on the first floor broke down. We went together, and this is when we had the conversation. We went together at Home Depot to buy a $1,000 fridge. I don't have to buy a $1,000 fridge. I don't have to worry about anything. You know what I mean? So
that's where, you know, we have the risk of like the ebbs and flows of the BODA value. But for that residual income, hands off. You know, that's our fridge, right? You know, the ebb and flow of the BODA value.
Oh, yeah, correct.
But
yeah, and that's what he was saying. Oh, what if it drops? I'm like, what if?
Yeah.
It can eventually come back up. Like it's like, oh, I just, you know, so
property values do the same thing. That apartment complex right now, maybe it's worth $1 million. You know, and then next month or next year, it's worth 600, 700,000. You know, the markets are crazy. In every aspect.
that's what I'm trying to tell people. This is a different world. This is a different world that is basically just a digital. It's kind of the same concept as life, which is digital. You know what I mean? Properties goes up and down. Crypto goes up and down. You know what I mean? You have the potential to lose your money in a property. You have the potential to lose your money in crypto. You know, you have passive income on properties. You got passive income on crypto. It's just very similar, just different forms. You know, and even though it sounds too good to be true, and you know, we were taught the whole, you know, if it's too good to be true, then that's what it is. It's too good to be true. Even though it does sound like that, it's just because this is the new world. It's shifting, you know, and we started noticing that because a lot of companies can't hire people, and it's not because the unemployment. We scratched that. The unemployment has been out for 4 months, but that's gone. So why are people working? Because they found income online. If it's crypto, stocks, social media, influencers, they found different form. This is it. I don't have to go buy properties. We can work on cryptos. You know what I mean? I don't have to get a job. And you know, this is my job.
With in respect to BODA in particular, what's going to make it better, right? Because there's a million cryptos. There's stuff launching every day. There's stuff launching today. There's stuff launching tomorrow. There's always going to be something else. There's going to be winners and losers in there. I mean, it's like a 1% chance that the one that you throw money into is going to be good if you're doing it on launch, right? I mean, half of them are rugs, half of them are honeypots. I mean, that's the majority is the scams. Finding the right one that on launch is very, very difficult. Now, of course, it's no secret. If you get in on launch, you're going to have the best outcome financially, right? That's just how it is. But you also have the greatest risk. I've been rugged, I don't know how many times now, you know, and it is the worst feeling. It's the worst thing. Honeypots are horrible. You just watch your money just losing money, just losing it. And then it sits in your wallet forever. It's dumb. I hate it. But, you know, pop into BODA, which right now is a fantastic price. But, you know, you get into BODA, it's already CertIC audit, you know, audit is complete. I'll pop over to bring up the website here. CertIC audit's already complete. Had Desert Finance audit complete, you know. Mind you, the CertIC audit got an 87 out of 100. I mean, you're top tier. Your top tier got 87 out of 100. And that's all visible. You can read the entire audit for both of them straight through bodatoken.org.
The reason why we got an 83%, a bunch of those things that are there is just typos.
Yep.
That was called out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you look at it, it says, by the way, there's a line of this code that's misspelled. Like, if you take those out, we actually be like at least 87.
Yeah.
But it's just,
CertIC
is one of those big, you know, one of those audits that the reason why they're so expensive is because they're very, very, you know, I don't want to say the word because, you know, we don't want to get demonetized here, but they're very detailed with their audits. So it takes a lot of money, a lot of time, but they look for things like typos. And what they do is that it comes against us. So it's not because there's something wrong with the contract or anything that we're going to, what is it, in
87.
No, we're at 87. It could be better, but there's a lot of typos, unfortunately, and that was dinged on us. You know what I mean? So, but on top of the CertICs, if you go all the way to the bottom, every single member is docs. Every one of them, all the way to the bottom, they're all docs. You know, it talks about their full name is there, their photo, what they love, what they're doing, when they got into BODA, right there.
Yeah,
it's everybody.
Everybody. Not a single team member on here is a fake little emoji. You know what I mean? You see that all the time. They put a little cartoon of a king or something, and you know they say, you know,
something like that. Yeah. So, but it's not just the first name either.
Yeah.
They all have the last name in there.
Yep.
You know. So.
And I will say, I've probably got almost everybody on these lists on my LinkedIn. I've connected to them directly on LinkedIn, and we've interacted on LinkedIn. So,
and then also in Discord, they're all there to answer questions very, very randomly. I love it because
video chats, everything.
Depending on time zone, video chats. Depending on time zone, like you have one different one. Because I know, you know, like Matt and Lee are from Australia. You know what I mean? So right now it's probably morning for them. You know, so they're the one coming in right now and responding to questions. But then in the morning for us, you got Dave, you got Jojo, you know what I mean, responding to people. Stephanie jumps in and out once in a while. You know, you got Tom in there, which is absolutely. But also, we got people like you and I. You know, that go in there and answer questions. And
that was
the best we can because I know. But
I would say that's probably what sold me the most on BODA. Not only Billy's drive, because that to me, I mean, as you and I have spoken in the past, the biggest thing with crypto, aside from the audits, is the team. And because without the drive of the team, I mean, the team could just quit tomorrow. Any team, any dev team could quit tomorrow. Just stop, and then the whole thing dies. That's just how it is. But the fact of how driven these guys are, how hard they work on all of this, on every aspect of everything. I mean, Billy was up, he was chatting to me like 4 a.m. the other day, Australian time. And he's like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. And then, I don't know, 45 minutes later, I said something and he responded right away. You know what I mean? He's like, he just lives for it.
There's a lot that he's going to go to bed, but he doesn't. I think he's trying to convince himself that he's going to go to bed.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
The reason why I have the name, Billy Keyboard next to my name, Jeffrey, is because just so people understand, when there's always a voice chat or video chat and Billy jumps in, Billy is always multitasking. So he will talk to us, but you always hear the keyboard in the background just going at it, So, a lot of us talk about how we still got nightmares. Like I hear the keyboard in my dreams right now still, because all I hear is the keyboard, but he just doesn't stop. And again, that's what I found impressive. And, I jumped into BODA back in May because there was so much marketing of BODA. I mean, in May for BODA V1, there was everywhere I looked on Facebook, there was BODA V1, BODA V1. I'm like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped into Telegram at that time. I jumped into Telegram and, all I see is Billy responding, Billy. And then you see the same people. You see Dave, you see Jojo, you see, Ali. You got the same people. And I'm like, are these team members? Because they're consistently like in there, And I looked at it for about 2-3 weeks, just watching what they're doing and what they're saying. And I was like, this is different. Mm-hmm. I go to the website, they're doing YouTube channels and YouTube videos back then that even Billy back in V1, he docs himself,
Yep.
So I found it very impressive because there's not too many coins. I do own different altcoins and bigger coins like, Ethereum and Bitcoins. And like Bitcoin, who owns Bitcoins?
Right.
You got Ethereum, like they don't talk to us, But then you got coins like I've been attracted to Cardano. I'm a big fan of Cardano. Charles talks to us all the time. He does a video almost every single day. And that personal connection that he does with us, you know what I mean? I fell in love with that idea. So my way of investing is if I see that the CEO is taking their time to come and speak to us not on a daily because I know they're busy, but just take the sweet time to answer questions. I want to jump into that. But Billy is above and beyond. Like he is consistently, even working and doing so many things, and like you just cannot help but invest and fall in love with his vision, his idea. He's a visionary guy. You know what I mean? I like that. We're gonna see here the ecosystem, everything that he has planned out. So.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think that's the biggest thing to me is the accessibility to the team and being able to, give suggestions. I mean, there's a tab in the Discord, suggestions, and it gets responded to, within 24 hours, you're getting a response on, hey, yeah, that's a good idea. Something we'll look into, something we're planning already. Good idea, but it's not going to work out for these reasons. Like it's, I offered in one of the AMAs and also in the suggestions, hey, like, look, I will do some guerrilla marketing, right? I'll take some stickers with the QR codes from our merch store, which we'll get to, and I'll hang them up in areas where I think is important. And right away, Billy and I were in a conversation about it in Discord in the DMs. You know what I mean? So like that approach and that willingness to pivot and take community suggestions to further the token, it's unmatched, man.
It's huge. Tell me any other coin that is doing that.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite is SafeMoon today, right?
Yep.
Do you see a tab that says, tell me, like, no.
Yeah.
You don't see any of that, and it's huge.
Yeah, and look, we're
very unfortunate that people are speaking on this coin.
Exactly. I mean, look at this ecosystem that's being built. Look, yield farming.
Let's look at the
dashboard. I mean, we got the D apps. Like, I mean, this is good stuff, man. Like the NFT marketplace, they're building it right now. These things are dope. I've seen some, some ideas and some thoughts around the preview for these things, and man, they are Unreal.
You know, it's funny. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 9 things right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those 9 things are still not here, so there's still time. So this is what I want people to want to watch. Those 9 things are still not done.
Yep.
You know, so you're still early. You know, before the yield farmer comes in, the dashboard, before the NFTs, the governance tokens, the lottery, before all those things starts coming out.
Yep. Well, and so think about this too. You know, you and I both know, since, like I said, we've been here V1. We pay attention. We're in the Discord every day. We were in Telegram all day, every day. We were there, you know. So we know what's happening in the community. We know that there were some people trying intentionally to down BODA. So they would sell at the most inopportune times to try to hurt the token as much as possible. Now, think about that, because they're going to run out of BODA. They won't be able to hurt the token anymore. And then it's only up. As soon as these 9 things hit, they're already gone. Like, there's no more people to manipulate or try to manipulate the price for their own gain, because, you know, once we get this yield farm, I mean, we're going to be untouchable. You can't affect the price. The lottery. Yeah, dude. I'll tell you a little story. So Pancake swap, you can do a lottery too with cake. So I did that. $20. I just threw $20 away in the trash. You know what I mean? Like, it just at the idea of a lottery, because I'm like, hey, it's, you know what? It's a couple cake. You know, it is one cake. It's fine. Throw it away. We'll see what happens. And, you know, I won like, I don't know, $2 or something. But like, that's the thing, is like, people will get in there. They'll be excited by the games. They'll be interested by it. And it's a chance to win. You know what I mean? Everybody likes a little chance to win.
It's those gambling people.
Don't judge me. But look, all right, check this roadmap, right? So everything on here is stuff that has consistently been done on deadline. We've completed things on time. We don't make sweeping, hey, this is what we're going to do to interest people, to lie to people, to get them to buy, to take their money. There's no hype. Billy even said so many times, it's one of our pros, but also one of our cons. In crypto, you've got to hype, unless you have a solid token like this. You know, a lot of them only live on hype. The next Floki, Elon, whatever token, the only way that they're going to make money is by saying, hey, we're the next biggest safe moon. We're the next whatever. How? I don't know. We're gonna, like, we've got a plan.
You know what's crazy? Billy understands that.
Mm-hmm.
Billy understands 2 things. Yes, we need hype, but not just hype, because that would eventually fade out, and that's how a lot of tokens die out. It's because they depend on hype so much. But he understands that we need things like all the things that he's planning on top of us, the community, going out and sharing and shilling and doing all this stuff. Yep. You know, which is what I can appreciate, because there are some tokens that I bought in my early days that pretty much died out because they were so hyper dependent on people. Go out there. We need you know, they didn't plan 6 months from now, you know. So it's like a business. Like, you need to put away 6 months worth of, you know, money when you open a business to make sure that you can cover 6 months. If you don't have 6 months, then you're gonna die out and close in 2 months. Same thing with crypto. If you don't have enough hype, you're gonna die out within the 6 months, you know.
And you know, to your point,
what has been going on since April.
Right. And in these downtimes, like right now, when we can't control anything, you know, BNB's down, Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, everybody's down. We're still surviving because of that. We don't need that hype to survive, because we've got a solid base built in quality, you know, and I think that's where, you know, we're listed as a hyper deflationary token because of the BUSD rewards. We're not worried about that. You know, it's pegged to the dollar. So, you know, we don't have to worry about ebbs and flows in the value of our reward token. But, you know, during a bear market, we're still good. Like, there's no reason to freak out unless you sell right now. The value's still there, man.
You know, onto that point, you know, what you were saying. So we're blessed to be in this position with this token and everything, that we literally get to the point that if somebody sells, we're like, oh, okay, somebody sold. Thank you for paying us. You know what I mean? Like, we're not worried about the price going down. The people that are worried of the price going down are the people that are in this just for the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're not here for the vision, which I'm here for the vision,
Yep.
you know, as you know and I know, when April 31st came in, the price skyrocketed so much. You and I could have sold the top of the top. You and I could have sold it. We would say goodbye to everybody. We'd never have to work ever again. We're done. We're set. We could have done that, but we didn't because there's more to it. You know what I mean? There's a vision. You know, and that's what we invested on is the vision, and that's what I invested on. When I was sitting there and I saw my wallet hit a certain point, I had to make a decision. I was 30 years old. I need to make a grown-up decision. What do I do? Do I sell and just say screw it, sell and walk away? They could be mad at me, but they'll never see me ever again. They don't know who the hell I am. You know, or do I sit here because I knew the price was going to go down? I'm like, do I sit here and just watch it go down and respect the reason why I invested in this the first time, which was Billy and his vision. So I took that second decision, which was stay in here, watch it, you know. And as people sold, bro, our BUSD kept stacking. It's like, oh, okay, you know, that's fine, drop the price, and we're just racking up on BUSD, which is it's kind of weird that we see a price go down, but we're like, oh, we made $300 on BUSD, which we're fine with that, you know, but we lose $30,000 in value, but we're like, hey, you know, oh my God, we're almost at $900,000. That's amazing.
But see, and that's the thing is, you know, when I first got into the token, I didn't understand crypto very much. It was my first really rewards token, like I said. And so I'm watching the price. I'm on PooCoin, and that's all I'm doing is watching I'm in the 15 minutes chart.
Well, you don't want to do that, man.
My heart's just like blowing up all the time. I spend so much more time now on, I guess it's this direction now on the chart, but
yeah, you did it right.
But you know what I mean? So I'm looking at this rewards estimator and looking at our dashboard way more than anything else. I mean, this is the only thing I care about. How much BUSD am I waiting on? Where's my BUSD at, you know? And look, we got almost 900,000 paid out, you know, it's nuts. Look, almost 3,000 earning BUSD right now. There's a bunch of silly gooses over here, you know, not making any money. You know, there's about 3,000 people not making any money. They could step up, drop $10, and all of a sudden they're pulling BUSD, like intelligent people. But we'll get them there. You know, when we had Zach first pop in, I don't know if you remember when Zach first popped in to Telegram. Actually, I mean, he was selling people left and right on getting enough BODA, because it was like they would pop in and say, "Hey, I'm new to the channel, whatever." And he's like, "All right, cool. Make sure you got 3 billion." They're like, "Oh, well, I got 2 billion." He's like, "Well, come on, man, step up, get 30% more, and then boom, there you go."
Oh, legit.
You know,
legit. We actually have people a couple months ago that from the community, wasn't even from the team, that was paying people 3 billion if they end up buying 3 billion. You know what I mean? So they actually ended up with 6. That's how strong the community was. It was actually people giving people tokens so they can actually earn and come in and be part of the community, which is unheard of.
It's crazy, yeah. And you know, I threw out 5 billion for YouTube videos, you know, and Billy matched me. So he's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw 5 billion on it too. And actually, what ended up happening at the end of the whole thing, we didn't get a lot of submissions. People are uncomfortable with video, which is understandable. It's fine. And so we only had 3 entries. Well, with those 3 entries, everyone got paid. Every single one of them got 5 billion.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's perfect.
Yep.
You know,
so that's what I'm saying is everybody.
This will be like my first video, you know, doing this. I'm not comfortable with cameras, but I want to be part of that. You know, I want to be able to help. You know, so wherever I can, if it's you and I doing 5-6 videos a week, which I don't know if that's doable, but I want to be there. I want to do as many videos as possible. I want to teach people and kind of talk to people, let them know, you know, see the kind of questions they ask about BODA, and you know, and be able to kind of bring them into the family. You know, because it's not a meme coin. You know what's funny? It started as a meme coin. Yeah, that's the crazy part. Yeah, the guy that created BODA V1, the guy that created it was a scammer. You know, so he opened BODA. You know, Billy and a lot of the team members were invested in BODA V1. This is the actual story, people. They were invested in BODA V1. The guy grabbed his money and bounced. And Billy was like, I mean, I'll take over it. You know, if you give me the keys to the house, I'll maintain it. You know, And he did. He took over it, and he worked super, super hard with the other team members. The problem was because the contract was locked with V1, there was only so much you could do. But here's the crazy part, and I'm sure you can appreciate this, Jake. When Billy realized, hey, like, there's just nothing we could do with BODA V1, he could have just said, hey guys, thank you. This is it. Bounce. Yep. He could have
jump into another token. Yep.
But he didn't. He was creating another token in the background, and he found a way, because he couldn't just transfer people because of the lock contract. He found a way to transfer people over, and not only that, he gave everybody their tokens and a little on top of that too, to offset some of the fee and everything.
Yep.
But he just left us behind.
Well, and so if you remember, it took a big leap of faith from the investors too, because remember, we were told, hey, we're going to go V1, V2, airdrop it out here, and we'll send it back. I promise, we'll send it back. And imagine the faith on both sides of that, because at the time when we sent them over, they could have split, but they didn't, because that's not who they are.
I forgot about that. Yes, you're right. So when he said yes, he said, guys, send your tokens to this wallet. We're going to hold on to it. We're going to hold on to all of you guys' money. That was, when people call this thing a rug or whatever, they could have done that without dealing with this mess.
Yep.
They have people's money. They got at least 400 people's money right there, just like, but they didn't. What they did a month later, and they still stay on top of us. We still, hey, we're doing this, we're working on this. And then if you look at their Facebook, they had 15 days ago, 14 days ago, 13 days ago, consistent posts on Twitter. It was amazing. And when the day came, it was all sent to us. There was no, it was, I mean, the price went up, but it was like they gave us their coin. Which I was nervous. I know Billy more now in the last 3 months and the team, and then I did the 3 months prior to that. You know what I mean? And it was a little nerve-wracking, but, they gave everybody their money back. But legit, that could have been the point in time right there. They could have just said, these people believe me. But they didn't. And
exactly.
We can't talk enough about how real, Jake, and I know we joke and everything, but how real Billy is.
Yep.
And the team. It's hard to explain it. It really is. You know why it's hard to explain it? Because there's so much scams going on.
Yep.
So there's this wall right up. Everybody has a wall up. It's hard to break that wall, because it's just like, trust Billy, trust, what I mean? And there's so many people out there, and, I get a little upset when a lot of my friends are, put your money into this coin. You're going to make a lot of money. Put your money into this. Like, they're hyping up to coins that they don't get, that they didn't do homework. It's just somebody told them to put money, so they're telling people, so people are getting scammed, people are losing their money, so it's just like, it's hard to explain to people why BODA is different.
Yep.
I try my hardest, I'm sure you try your hardest, and that's the best we can do, and this is what we're doing all these videos for. But transparency, organization, look at the website, look at how clean that thing looks.
Yeah.
Super clean.
It's mint.
But big, transparency is number one, not the money. They could have done where all of the devs wallet and all the market, every wallet, they could have double dipped on BUSD.
Yep.
We could have made half the BUSD that we're making, because they could have made every one of their wallets earn even more BUSD. And the marketing wallet could earn BUSD. All this stuff could earn
and they
BUSD,
don't.
and it doesn't.
Nope.
And it doesn't.
And a lot of them, a lot of tokens do. A lot of tokens do, and they justify it by saying, look, the more money we make, the more money that you guys make. And it's not working. That's trickle down economics, right? Like, it's not working.
People buy it. We trickle down economy, that doesn't work. We tried it before. It doesn't work. But they don't do it. They said we're all gonna get our fair share.
Yep.
We're all gonna get our fair share. There was no pre-sale, no nothing. Whatever tokens you have, here it is. And then if you want to buy more, great. No financial advice, but here it is.
Well, and look, on that same note, I mean, look, on the website, there's a merch store, right? And we're talking about the merch store because, look, when people buy from the BODA merch store, this money could go to Billy's pocket, could go to the development team's pocket. It goes right back to the token. It goes back for the buyback and burn, which we just found out, right? Yeah. They're talking about doing weekly buyback and burn. You know, that's going to be huge. It's going to reduce the available supply. It's going to help us get more BUSD per BODA. The value is going to go up inherently. I mean,
so let's break this down. You said a lot, which is a lot for people to understand. We have a merch store, and the profit that comes off this merch store goes back where?
Right back to the token.
Right back to burn. Nobody's pocketing that money. So again, we're not double dipping.
Nope.
And we're not pocketing money from this because again, I've had deep conversations with Billy. I've had a bunch of them, and the one that strikes to me the most is how he talks about money like as a secondary. He talks about us as first, money secondary. You know, consistently, it hasn't changed.
Yep.
You know, so he's not a greedy person, and obviously this token shows that he's not a greedy person. You and I could have made half the money that we made, which would probably be like, oh my God, we would still be insanely happy about it, you know, but they would have made a lot more, but they didn't, you know. And then second, they're changing. The buyback and burn was every 3 months. Now they're doing it every week. So come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Should we read exactly what Billy wrote?
And look, and here's the other thing. That just goes again to show that they're paying attention to the community. They're paying attention to what's changing, what's happening, and they're willing to change and adjust to base on that. You know, we did a burn on Christmas, and we got burnt by some, you know, individuals who were trying to mess with us. And guess what? Nothing happened aside from us making BUSD. We had a good spike. I think we were trending. Weren't we trending?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, you know, it's funny. How quick did we eat that dip? I think the next day.
Within a day. Yeah. It was gone.
So we were down 47, almost 50%. So not only did we go up to 50%, we also had a little extra on top of that, you know. But let me read this. This is from Billy, the CEO himself. I personally am looking at making the manual burn a weekly process where we send the manual burn portion of token fees to the burn wallet every week. This would speed up the burn process, and honestly, I believe it would be more beneficial to do it this way than to wait 3 months to collect a bunch of BUSD that isn't quite up to par, especially when the BUSD is heavily reliant on volume at the moment until we have our yield farm and other utilities built. I still want to use the profits from the merchandise store and fees from the yield farming and other external venue sources to conduct a manual buyback every quarter or so. So there's two different burns here. So there's a weekly and a quarterly burn. Talk to me, man. I just think that doing a weekly burn of the token fees we collect for the manual burn allocation will speed up our supply reduction and make the token more valuable a lot faster. I didn't read that. I was so excited about the weekly burn. I didn't read the last part where he's gonna take not only the fees that they're earning from the yield farm, they're not pocketing that money. It's gonna go back to burning quarterly. So we have two things to wait: weekly, a burn; quarterly, burn.
Like we just, and that's the thing. It still talks back to, hey, look, we're doing this to try to help the token, not, oh, I think I can make more money if we set up a yield farm or if we set up a merch store, if we set up it was always like, I remember before the merch store launched, it was the community was asking for a way to get merch, how to get merch, where to get merch, all that stuff. So they did it for the community to be able to obtain it. And then on top of that, then they're like, you know what, whatever you buy, proceeds are going to go back to you guys, basically. I mean, that's effectively how it is.
So you invest in a shirt, you get that money back.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get a shirt and a couple cups because I'm making the money. Like
exactly. And if you think about it,
tell me a coin that is doing this.
Yeah, you could use your BUSD that you've always earned, buy your BODA gear. You're a walking advertisement. People are going to see your shirt, see your hat, see whatever you got, and they're going to be like, hey man, what's that mean? What's hold BODA earn BUSD? What's that mean? And then you're like, yo, let me tell you about it. This is what I've been able to do with it. You know,
it's a conversation starter. It's a conversation starter. One more. People got legit like that.
That's why I got my tattoo. This is the original drawing of my tattoo.
Dude, go to your Twitter, show people how how much invested you are in. This guy got a tattoo of BODA. Like if that's not a community member that's like invested heavily in BODA, then I don't know what is. Oh, I might want to erase that. Show.
I don't think it's showing right now, is it?
I should, but you can always cut this part out. Right?
I mean, like, check. That's the thing. I mean, we're all over the place here with BODA. Look, right there, boom, right there.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Look at that spike.
And Jeffrey's wearing BODA green.
And Jeffrey's got the BODA green.
Yeah, I'm always wearing sweaters. And my mom asked me for my birthday, like, what do I want? And I said, I want the same sweater because I own this sweater in many different colors. I never bought green. I said, I want this sweater in green because of BODA, you know? So whenever I'm doing videos, I wear my green sweater, you know? And then that would represent, it's kind of dark. Wish you could see it better.
And you know what? We've got so much different merch stuff. I mean, there's kids stuff. I wish I could remember who it was in the community. I apologize, community member, for this, but I mean, I've seen people out with their kids wearing BODA gear out to breakfast. I remember that one explicitly. You know, it's great stuff, man. And that's the biggest part. You know, people will pop into Discord. Yesterday, I'll talk about yesterday. So yesterday, somebody popped in and said, "Hey, how can we help BODA? What can we do better in BODA? What is BODA doing?" The same thing we've been doing, right? Marketing, we've been doing everything. But the biggest thing that anybody can do, costs nothing. Go on Twitter, go on Reddit, go on Facebook, just share the content, share your experiences. Say, hey, you know, for me, I paid a mortgage payment ahead. You know, I paid ahead on my mortgage because I had a little bit of extra BUSD. I'm like, you know what? Let me pay ahead on my house because that's going to save me money in the long run. It's going to get me closer to being debt free. My cars are paid off now. You know, like I bought Christmas gifts with all my BUSD. Like it has lifted so much weight off my shoulders. You know, we prepaid for our Disney trip for next year with BUSD from BODA. So technically, you know, the whole shtick of like, what are you going to do? I'm going to Disneyland, literally going to Disney World because of it.
I mean, talking about what you did, I was able to, on Christmas Eve, I was able to go to a store that we have here in this side. It's called Five Below. I was able to walk in and I was able to quietly, you know, no cameras or nothing. I was able to go in, and every time I see a mom come in with a child, I walked up to them and I was able to tell the kid, hey, whatever you can fit in the basket, it's yours. I'll buy it. But all that, I helped 5 moms and 7 kids total. All that was paid for by the USD. You know what I mean? So it was such an amazing experience. And I would tell people, you know, like, oh, thank you. I'm like, no, thank BODA. Like, obviously they don't know what it means, but right. You know, I'm using the BUSD card. You know, it's a crypto card. You know, but it's just I've been able to do things, and you've been able to do things that it's just unreal. You know, because it's just passive income. Like, I had the money that I spent, you know, my family and stuff, but the fact that I had this other income coming in, that I'm able to just gift people a bunch of gifts. You know, I fill up the baskets and watch the kids cry and the kids be happy and the moms, like, you know, hug me and stuff. It's a blessing. It's been amazing to do, amazing to watch, amazing to be a part of, and amazing to help the best of where I can. So I'm here to do more. You know, there's videos that we're doing, and I go into Discord, chat it up with the people. I open up the video chats as much as I can, and you know, we're doing our part. You know, so.
Yeah, it's huge, and that's phenomenal. I mean, being able to help people out like that this time of year, it's always tight for people. People are, you know, stressed out about money and stuff. This is definitely helping and definitely changing lives. Yeah,
no, so I think we're good here, right?
Yeah. I think, you know, I think we'll have more videos. We're gonna be doing more videos as more information comes out about BODA, as more things, you know, as we think of more things, really. And as more things are occurring in the community. I appreciate everybody who's watching. I appreciate everybody who's investing and considering investing, and the doors are always open.
Always. So I appreciate everybody. So I'm Jeffrey again.
I'm JB USD.
So until next time, guys.